pardon my setup for just one quick bit. I haven't been on YouTube for a couple of weeks, and most of what you've been seeing on the channel were recorded a few weeks back. And that's because we moved houses. And one of the reasons why we did is because we wanted a bit more space. And for the longest time that I've been doing videos on YouTube, you might have seen that the setup has been changing almost from one video to the other. And that's because I didn't quite have a permanent setup with me. Sometimes I would put up a backdrop, take it down, use this light, use another one on the next video. And recently I've been working on having a more permanent one. And one of the big steps towards that is really getting a new place. So we just got a bit more space on this one. For the past year and a half, we've sacrificed having the living room just so I could have a place to shoot. And when we decided to get more space, we now have a pretty nice living room, thanks to my wife actually. And I now have a bit more room to play around with. And you can see that one of the huge steps that I took was having a wall painted gray, just so I can have a wall that is kind of versatile to casting some color and also having a bit of neutrality at the same time, but not having a white wall which was always just, brighter than anything I put against it. So we had the paint job done right here. And now the question is how to have a more efficient setup. One huge problem that I've had in the past year is that I could just never leave a setup permanent because it was always taking so much space. And the room I have now wasn't any different in terms of size to the room that I had before. But perhaps what I needed to accomplish on setting up this studio, quote unquote, this home studio space, is to be able to get a setup that doesn't need to be dismantled every time. And that means actually having something that saves space. And so a light stand is out of the question. I've been looking at light stands for the past month maybe, and I just couldn't reconcile with the thought of getting a light stand, no matter how nice it would be, because the feet would always be taking this much space. And then I watched a video from a good friend, Jiggy Alejandrino, who has been using this particular stand as his backdrop stand, as his light stand, and everything. And really, it kind of blew my mind when I saw that the price wasn't that expensive. It's actually pretty friendly, and it costs just about the same price as one heavy duty light stand. So I went ahead and called MQ Lighting and I got this particular stand. And I'm not even gonna try to unbox it because it's big. But this is the Manfrotto Auto Pole. So it literally is just a pole with some rubber feet ends on the top and on the bottom. And the purpose of that is to apply friction on the ceiling and on the floor. So the height of this one is around 7 feet, if I'm not mistaken. And we have a bit of a lower ceiling on this part. And basically, that's what it's gonna do. And the parts of the autopole are very simple. We have a lever right here, which also serves as a lock. And you pull it down and you unlock it. And basically, it retracts it by around 2 inches for you to be able to fit the pole between the ceiling and the floor when you are positioning it. And there's this screw right here, this knob right here, and when you unscrew it, it allows you to lengthen and shorten the pole to your liking. So it's going to be very easy to set up. As you can see, I'm going to place it right here, pull the lever and lock it. And I think I want to lengthen it just by maybe about an inch or half an inch. And lock it right here. Pull, and there we go. Perfect. So now, what do we do with the pole? Well, if you've been watching my videos or reading the stuff I write, one of my favorite accessories is the Manfrotto super clamp. So this is the 035 super clamp. And this is what's gonna be holding my light and my microphone. So I'm gonna latch it on right here. Lock the clamp. We have a stud right here. And it will be holding my LED light, which is the Photix Nuada R3. Right there. Lock it. Make sure it's secure. So the super clamp is actually, it can hold up to 15 kilograms. And this is about 2 or 3 kilograms. So it's not a problem at all. And I have the wire right here for the light. And I can just, you know, strap this on right here to secure it. And we have lighting. Now, the question is the microphone. So I have my microphone right here. And I do have a cheap lightweight arm right here. And it's gonna go onto the thread right here on the super clamp. So the arm is gonna do its job and kind of keep the microphone very near me, but maybe just by the edge of the frame. And I'm going to be using an extender for the microphone cable. And what else? The only part of the setup that's not going to go onto the pole is this one. So I have another clamp right here with a small ball head for a smartphone tripod connected to the Nanlite Pavo tube. So this Nanlite Pavo tube will be my light for the background. It's gonna shine some light on the wall. So instead of mounting this on the auto pole, I'm actually gonna mount it on the very end of that curtain rod right there. And what this Pavo tube is gonna do is it's gonna shine some light on that part of the wall, and it's gonna give me a bit of gradient no matter what color I use the Pavo tube on. So the last thing I have to do now is actually mount the camera on the auto pole. And I'm going to use this other clamp with the Manfrotto 244 arm and the Joby ball head. And I'm going to mount it right here to give me a nice level. Fair warning, I'm going to adjust it later on when I actually mount the camera. But to give you an idea, it's probably going to be right here. Tighten it to be sure. And prepare the ball head. And there. So I'm going to take that camera, the Sony a7C, mount it right here, connect the microphone, and I will show you what I will achieve, hopefully. So here we go. I'm particularly happy with how this setup turned out. I'm getting very nice soft light from over there with the Photix Nuada. My audio is recorded from right over here, just by the tip of the frame. And the Nanlite Pavo tube is giving me just this warm light that's giving me a gradient on the gray background, kind of going from warm all the way to daylight. So this is the actual color of the wall. And I'm excited to be doing more videos. This basically marks my first year on YouTube, and I haven't been consistent because setting up and dismantling the setup has been quite of a chore to me. So maybe with a more permanent setup that doesn't need to be assembled every single time, I'll be doing more videos, definitely. And I love the fact that I can now include the desk without any problem. And while we're at it, on my next video, I will be unboxing and giving a few thoughts about this particular product, the HNY Revo Ring, which is quite an amazing solution to a problem that photographers and videographers have had regarding filters for so long.